No. I think someone's getting murdered down there. Have you the screen?
I'll be all right. Now listen to the live stream you did on thinking when you had Sean Middleton on, you were like, Sean, you're coming over, I'll just get rid of Steve. I'll sack him because he's shit.
Subscribe to Drowsy and Steve.
Right, hello everybody and welcome back to another match preview. This time it is for Norwich City versus Stoke.
Are you stupid or something?
At Carrow Road, 12 o'clock on Sunday. In this video we're going to be discussing briefly the shambles of last weekend, but not too much because it's depressing. We're going to talk about the loans, the team selection crisis that Mowbray has got, and what some of the different fan views which we've seen floating about, and our views of course because it's our video. And also obviously we'll be discussing Norwich City and the upcoming game on Sunday.
Right, we may as well start off with Norwich first.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Score predictions.
Without 2 minutes,
score predictions. The people who got the score prediction right for the last game was no one. So well done, everybody.
You're getting as bad as me. What's the matter with you?
Well done, everybody.
And another thing, there's only 56% of our viewers who subscribe to us. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
No.
I don't even know what that means.
It means
but, you know,
half the people who watched didn't subscribe.
Oh, wait, that.
Wait.
What are we on now? We're only something like 17 away from.
Something like that.
Something like 17 people away, subscribers away from 7,000. So hit that thumbs up if you knew. Not though, hit the thumbs up anyway. But subscribe if you knew.
Right, then now we may as well talk about Norwich. Norwich, Stephen, since David Wagner's come in, he's got the ship turned round basically. He's got them playing some good football. They're starting to link up play between, I think his name is, apologies if I butchered, which I always do, O'Neill, and Gabriel Saar, who scored an absolute peach of a goal against Millwall. But they're playing with confidence now, Norwich, since he's come in the last games, they've scored 10 goals.
Yeah.
And in the last 4 games, I think it is, or 5 games, we've conceded 10.
Well, you know, their last 5 games was it 1-4, drew 1. So they're in a good foot. Norwich, everyone knows Norwich as a yo-yo club. Them and Fulham, they kind of just swap places every year. No. That's the way it generally goes between them. They are a yo-yo club, and this season they started off very, very well. They were in the top 2 to the first third of the season, and then they dropped off. They dropped down in the bottom half, the top half of the bottom half for a bit, and then they've been rejuvenated now. And now they're on a very good run of form. We know they've got good players. We're seeing that when they came here.
Better players.
I mean, what Norwich do? I looked at our last game against them, and I also looked against some of the other games. They don't seem to dominate possession in many of the games. They get battered with shots against them and things like that. Like the games I looked at, especially like the last game, for example, against Millwall, the 1-3-2. I think Millwall had something like 22 shots at goal. Norwich had 6.
Right.
And Norwich 1-3-2.
It was 2 set pieces and all about the scored. But
set pieces good. Sunderland's great at defending set pieces.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Sunderland's great at defending.
You're good at set pieces and where you're terrible. So, oh my God, I'm a bit nervous about this one, Stephen, simply because these are a good team.
Look,
these are a good team.
Just you can't say this, but Paul, read out what I've got written at the bottom of my notes.
Not looking forward to this.
There you can.
No, I'm very nervous against this because recent games, Stoke, Rotherham and Coventry, they're not the best of teams, no disrespect to them, but they're not. And Norwich, Mcglynn, yes.
Coventry are. I don't like praising them because
I don't think they are. Norwich, they've got good single players, but they didn't play attractive football like Norwich have been doing recently under Wagner. If they sacked Dean Smith earlier, you didn't know. They'd probably been the automatics. Like I was saying, this team, Mcglynn, I'm sure when we were talking at the beginning of the season, we expected Norwich to be there and thereabouts.
Oh, but definitely, they still will be. But Norwich for me, I've got it down in my spectacular notes, which are glued to my car. They're brilliant on the counter. A lot of their goals come from the counter. They absorb loads of pressure and loads of threats from the other team, and then they just pounce and they punish the opponents. We apply loads of pressure and then we get done on a counter. Look at Rotherham's 2 goals. They're currently 6th at the minute. They've won 16, drew 7, lost 12. They've got 55 points, 6 more than us. Currently sitting in 6, like I've just said. They've scored 51 goals and conceded 39. So they've scored more than us and they've conceded less than us.
These have been regenerated under Wagner. They've scored 19 goals since he came in.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% if it was when he was in against Blackburn. Correct, if any Norwich supporters, they'll let us know. But these, I've been searching throughout social media, getting their side really of what they're thinking, and then they're looking like their fans are saying they want to push for that top 2 spot. And
but it's still open, isn't it?
Aye, they're saying that they think that Sheffield United may drop away. And
I'll Borough though.
Aye.
But that's by the by. That doesn't concern us anymore.
They're confident. They're confident. Like I say, Wagner has got them playing some good football, and who got man of the match? What's his name? Hernandez, I think he's
Yeah,
called.
I've got him down.
He absolutely butchered Millwall's fullback.
Yeah, there's
He's
players.
some good footy in.
We know they've got players to watch. Paul's already mentioned a couple. He mentioned Gabriel Sara or Sahar, whatever. Him. And he's got 5 goals and 4 assists in the league this season, so he's been a threat. They've got in midfielder. He hasn't played the last 2 games, but I looked on the injury list and he's not there, so I don't know what's going on. But it's a lad called Dowell. I think it's Kieran Dowell. He's got 5 goals and 3 assists. And the Hernandez, who you mentioned, the winger, he's got 2 goals and 4 assists, but he's always a threat. And then they've got the 2 forward men, Josh Sargent and Timu Pukki.
Experienced Premier League.
Sargent's got 11. Sargent's got 11 goals and 2 assists. Pukki's got 10 goals and 7 assists. So they are going to be a handful, and we need our defence to be on form, unlike they were on Saturday.
A quick little mention in all, Hanley, he was outstanding for them at the back, and he against Millwall, and he made a goal line clearance. So, just looking, before we get into Sunderland, Stephen, I'm really nervous for this game. It's just simply the calibre of teams that have come up against them. Stoke battered us.
I'm not nervous. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm not nervous. I'm not going in any game nervous.
I am like.
Look, as I've said many times, all I want to do this season was stay up. I think we've done enough to do that. We are still going to accumulate more points before the end of the season, so we are going to comfortably stay up, and I'm happy with that. Now it's about the team proving themselves, or proving what they've got, or maybe, I don't know, give them what for at the end of the season, just seeing what they can get out of the current games.
That's what Luke O'Nine's just done an interview recently, Annie, and he says what he wants the team to finish strong, like the rest of the season, and try and put as many points on the board as possible. But it's all has-beens and what-ifs. If we brought players in January, would that have helped? Probably, looking at it in hindsight. But listen, we're 10th in the Championship. Tell any Sunderland supporter in the world, they would have snapped your hands off.
We're 11th now after Tuesday night. West Brom beat Wigan. We're 6 points off the playoffs. Points? All you people who still dreaming about the playoffs, it's still within reach. It's only 6 points away. Yes, our next 4 games are going to be a real test of character for our players, and Mowbray, because obviously we're going to get on. We might as well just move on to Sunderland now, might we? Mowbray. Yes, he's done wonders since he's come and worked with the youngins, but we always got warned about the Mowbray slump, which seems to be happening at the same time with every team he's had in the back end of the season. But it's also now a test of his character as well as the players. Is he going to make changes? Is he going to try new things? Is he going? Because what we're doing at the minute is being sussed, and it's not working anymore. So he needs to mix things up. So players, Norwich, for example, they'll be training this week, planning for the Ahmad and Roberts down the right hand side, the Clark doing the cutting in thing and all that. Mix it. We need to make some changes after the last few games.
Like we say, Stephen, we've been sussed out, and fully enough, you didn't know the title of this thumbnail, what I've already made, and it says "Time for a Change" next to Mowbray's name. Are you not
just talking about me?
No.
Because I listened to the live stream you did on thinking when you had Sean Middleton on, you were like, Sean, you're coming over, Channel, I'll just get rid of Steve. I'll sack him because he's shit. I listened to it the next day. I was walking the dog with my headphones in along the seafront, and all of a sudden I'm here and I'm getting sacked.
I was just having a laugh, man. No. I think someone's getting murdered down there. Have you heard the screams?
That'll be all right. But obviously, there's many. If you speak to all Sunderland fans, probably they'll all have different opinions and different ideas on what they would change, who they would bring in. Paul, what changes would you really like to see for Saturday? Sunday even.
Sunday, it's crazy how it's moved. There's quite a few, but I watched I watched the highlights of the under-12 season. I listened to reviews regarding the team. Bennett played a peach of a ball in, and he was a threat all the game against Stoke, and fully enough, Stoke.
Yeah, it was the second. Loads of people think he's saying, this second leg's turned out all right. Second leg of the game.
Elaji, he was driving at the defence like what we want to see. Very direct, full of pace, and he would be a shout as well. Will Mowbray do that? We didn't know, but in the midfield, what I would do, O'Nine and Ekwa, straight away. Daniel needs a rest, we all know that, but it's clear to see. It's been overused, man. The amount of minutes he plays, do you know what I mean? The lad needs a rest, rejuvenate and come again strong. Mitchell, I thought, didn't credit to Mitchell, he's been doing all right for the first time in English football. Yeah, well, I'll forget that. But for me, we need a solid physical parent in the midfield. Pritchard, he doesn't play that role where he has to drop back and help Dan Neil out. He's further forward player. So for me, it's got to be Ekwa and O'Nine, or even one or other. You know what I mean? Like, rest Dan Neil and bring in, say, O'Nine alongside Mitchell. But I would prefer Ekwa and O'Nine.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. It's a good thing. But like I say, we've got a kind of big squad. Obviously, yeah, I know we're threadbare on strikers, obviously, because of injuries. But we have got quite a big squad. But for me, Mowbray's not using enough of it.
No,
he's playing the same players too much. And like I say, it got such 4 games ago, and there hasn't been any big changes in the way we've played or the players playing, which I believe needs to start happening. I mean, they've had a week to prepare for this game. We'd like to see changes in how we approach the game, and even lineups, even if it's just a little thing like getting the subs on sooner. So, it's like you say, Bar Bennett, Lahaji, and Anderson played for the
under
21s on Monday. And by all means, they've played well. So there's no reason why they can't be involved on Sunday. So like you say,
you've got to trust them.
You've got to trust them. You've got to give them a go. You've got to. It's all very well saying, they're still struggling with the language barrier. So what?
They understand the game.
Point at the ball, point at the net. There you go. Job done. I'll be your interpreter. Put ball in net.
I bet you Mowbray wish it was as simple as that. No, but what would you do then, Stephen? No, then you strike a situation. Clark played there before, just like a sort of similar role. Bennett can play there. You've got
Lahaji can play there.
Lahaji is fast as out.
What
would you do?
You can play Lahaji, you can play Bennett, you can play Gelhardt. Gelhardt's the only natural striker, and that's another problem that we've had. I know, I've just realised I've done the bounce thing there, and you're going to add that sound effect.
No. I think someone's getting murdered down there. Have you heard the screams?
I'll be all right. And we're doing a video, man. Gelhardt's got to start again, but we need to change the way we're playing with him. He's not Ross Stewart. He doesn't play the same way as Ross Stewart, so we need to stop trying to play them balls or expecting him to do the same things. We need to start playing to his strengths to really see what he can do, because he's getting a lot of slate. He's getting a lot of shit off certain people because he's not banging them in, but we're not playing to his strengths, and that's something that needs to be addressed in my eyes. We'll have got other players that can play there, so if you're going to bring Gelhardt off, replace him with someone who can play up front, not a central defensive midfielder or anything like that.
Would you play anybody alongside Gelhardt? Like get Clark closer to him, or maybe Ahmad to play further forward rather than drifting to the right all the time?
I mean, personally, I'd rest Ahmad for this match. I'd have him coming off the bench.
I wouldn't.
I don't understand why we can't have. Why can't we put 2 up top? Why can't we put Gelhardt and Bennett or Gelhardt and Clark or Gelhardt and Lahaji?
Plenty of options.
Have 2 up top, then they can play off each other. You don't need some people think because we had the Quinn and Phillips and all that. There's my notes away. Again. Because we had Quinn and Phillips, everyone thinks you've got to have the tall and small. You didn't. You can have 2 small fast players. I mean, Man City when they did, they had Aguero and Jesus playing alongside each other at times and all that. It can work.
It is a bit better when you've got a tall lad to flick it down.
Of course it is, but you just change the way you play. We have always found is if you're going to play football, especially if you've got small forwards, kick the ball on the floor, because centre halves generally are big. So the forward should be better with his feet than what he is in the air. Otherwise, it's the other way around with the centre halves.
I mentioned earlier, I didn't really want to keep going on how good they are, but the second in form in the league. That's how much Wagner's turned them around. It's going to be a really hard game. We've just got to be up for it and just gone for it. Like you say, we're better away, so that can, fill us with a little bit of confidence, I suppose. Very quickly, we're going to be talking about the loans. Murtagh is having an absolutely amazing time at Plymouth Argyle. He was on the pitch 30 minutes and he got man of the match. And they went on to win the game. They beat Derby. But listen,
I've seen some of the things on the Plymouth sites and all that. And so there was one of the comments that made us chuckle was, Murtagh is by far the best player in our squad. Sunderland must have one hell of a midfield if he can't get in.
But the thing is, right, the loan system's there. What would people be saying if he was having a shite loan? You know what I mean? The loan's doing well and it's working for him. He suits that team he's playing. He suits that style of football. We've got to bear in mind, this is League One. It is a jump up to the Championship.
I still believe if Murtagh was here, he would have been sitting in for Corey Evans right now.
Well, I'm going to contradict myself what I've just said and say so do I. but I've got to give both sides of the coin, you know what I mean? But like you say, Steve, like that's just what we were talking about, we didn't want Murtagh to go, did we?
I didn't.
I did not.
I loved, as you remember, I loved him when we brought him in last season, and I was proper. I thought he was brilliant. I loved his energy. I loved the way. And then when he wasn't getting much game time at the start of the season, I was like, well, why not? I wanted to see more of him, and then all of a sudden we loaned him out. I was like,
No, Mowbray just didn't play him much. He went there for game time, so and
you've got to bear in mind he is still only 21, 22.
20.
20 there you go.
So You know what I mean? But like I say, the loan system is working for him. I think Jacques, who played 90 minutes.
Jacques has been playing well.
He's been doing all
He's
right.
been doing well.
Bailey Wright helped Rotherham win the other day as well, which is a bit kicking the teeth because he's in the same league, you know what I mean?
Who else is there?
Who else is there? There was Carl Winchester. He didn't get much game time again for Shrewsbury, and I'm sure they got beat. I'm not sure in any way, but apparently he's been digging all right down now at Shrewsbury.
And Jack Diamond, we know he's doing all right at Lincoln.
30 odd appearances he's made for them already, so,
so
the loan system's working, as in the digging well.
We'll see when they come back. Obviously, we know Winchester's not coming back, but the rest are.
I think Murtagh walks into this team, mate.
He would do if he was here now.
I think he would. Just because of how tired and. I'm saying how tired, you know what I mean? Mowbray alluded to the fact that they needed a rest, and when they did have a rest, we went and got pumped 5-1.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? But in any way,
but they didn't have a rest. He didn't rest anyone.
No.
He didn't rest anyone. He played the wrong team.
Not a midweek game.
But we're not going to speak. No. I know at the beginning of the video we said we're going to speak about it, but I'm going to refrain against it because I'll get too carried away.
I'm not talking about it now.
We'll be at the live stream. However, I'm out on Saturday for me.
Score predictions.
I know. I'm out on Saturday night for my best mate's 40th birthday. So. And
it's early and all.
And it's an early kick-off. So. What state I am when I'm on the live stream is anyone's guess.
Stephen, take your time on Saturday, please.
I'll be there. I might be just wake us up to change the score of the thing.
I'll just give you a couple of cans.
No, God, no.
No, and anyway, score prediction, Stephen. Do you want to go first? I went first last time.
I'll go first. I think it's going to be Norwich 2, Sunderland 1.
That's a disgrace.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't even back his own team.
I hope I'm wrong, but of going by previous performances and how Norwich are playing at the minute and just how good they are at the counter and how bad we are at defending it, I think they're going to nick it.
I have more faith than Stephen, and I'm going to go for a Sunderland 2-1 win. I was going to see a 1-1, but no, I'm going to back them 2-1 to the lads.
I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I am wrong. Well, that's about it, isn't it?
I can't think of anything else, can you?
No.
No? Well, in that case,
hit the thumbs up.
Subscribe if you're new. We're the lads.